Volume. Let's see if we can get this back to 0 without. Welcome, welcome, one and all. We are live. Welcome to GetJervis' Synth Secrets in the world of synths. Thank you for your patience at the beginning. It appears, as you may have seen, that I had actually stood on the cable whilst tidying up under the desk last night and disconnected my cable. Now, we have been busy doing the audio. We did some gain staging yesterday. The GerVite Spanners and I took an evening together pre the hardware jams, and we sat down and we worked through all of my gear, and we tried indeed to make it sound beautiful for you. Little did we know that after that, whilst tidying up underneath the table and plugging in the plethora of, look at this, how much cableage do you need? Yeah, you got it. I stood on the cable. Must have done something, just pulled it out. So yeah, apologies for that. Does everything sound good? Let's do a quick bit of housekeeping, since we've had that little bit of a gremlin at the start. Could do with a touch more mic audio. Yeah, I'm not peaking. We've got plenty of that. So I'm up 0 on both. So let's, dare I push the preamp? I'm listening. Only when you're jamming. Yeah, I lowered the volume massively, perhaps a little bit too much whilst jamming, and put some delay on it because I wanted it to sort of blend in to the music. I didn't want it to be like as prominent as this. Just to give it a bit of flavour, so I could shout, basically, without overdriving, whilst reading my favourite book of poetry. I like to carry this around with me. There are smaller books. I found one the other day. I might try, anyway, something about that size would be just glorious to sort of carry in your waistcoat pocket. I mean, this is probably too big for oh, no, hang on. Yeah, it's a little bit, oh, hello. Ready for Prose. Ready for Prose. I've just pulled it out with, and like a horse unbroken, when first he feels the rain, the furious river struggles hard, and tossed his tawny mane, and burst the curb and bounded, rejoicing to be free, as we all should on this Tuesday evening. Who is in the chat? That was extremely Alan Partridge. God damn it. I wasn't even trying. That's really bad. Great. Okay, well, I'm getting some good feedback about the audio now. Okay, so we've had a bustling chat. What's bustling? Oh, look at this. So Cornish was first in. Is this definitely live? Yeah, it says live chat, so it's not the thing. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's all happening. So Cornish, Robbie, Steve, Anna, hello. Crazy Rabbit, how you doing? Don, Kent Spong, hello, sir. Welcome aboard. Andy, Marky, Robbie again. Richard, how you doing? Hope you're feeling a little bit better. Tom, good evening. Homegrown, how you doing? How you doing? Thomas Yon, good evening. Synth Addict, hi. Cornish, what up? Wagoo, hello. So we have got, oh, hello. Oh, I need this. Simon Greatbatch, good to see you. Have we gone through everybody? I saw Jason Maggs in the chat, but I can't see him now. Studio 8FX, hello. Welcome to the stream. So welcome all to the regulars, and also to anyone new. And also, let's welcome the lurking gherkins. Yes, that's you in the background watching quietly and comfortably in the presence of your own armchair, perhaps. Perhaps you're not present with your armchair. Perhaps you have a present of an armchair, which is completely different. And I understand that there is a difference between present and present. But do you? So welcome, and you are very warmly invited to this crazy channel where we do talk synthesizers. We do talk baking, tea, beverages. We talk cats. Actually, the cats tend to run the show on a Sunday, which is when I jam. Tuesday, we talk about things. Not that we don't talk about things on a Sunday. Of course we do. Did I miss anyone out for the chat? Sir Marky Don. Get 'em. I'm not getting them. Are you getting them? I hope so. Sorry, butchering all your names. Do apologise with my fascination with the English language and words. I also like other languages as well. Moi Dalistrash. Oh, God almighty. Hang on a minute. Is Robert in the chat? He'll absolutely crucify me if I start speaking Slovak. But I will. If he's not here, I can do it now. Viral Beats, how you doing? Oh, the electronic composer. Hello. I'm Keith in Watford. Viral Beats, I said hello to you. Let's get to the bottom, and then I will do some Slovak for you. James Dyson, hello. Jason Maggs, it's all gone. Dave Clark 5. Right, yes, Synth Addict, yes. I think we've Azio Head. There, I did see some names I hadn't. Cloudface, hello. Uncle Chrome. Right, I'm just zoned. Sudo, hello. So there's a good, healthy vibe in here tonight, and I'm very happy to have you all with me. It's Ian J. Cole. Hello, sir. It's been a bit of a kind of fortnight. I haven't had a day off yet. I'm looking forward to one on Saturday. But yeah, it's been a full-on sort of... So I've been a little bit ragged. I came home today and I just literally had a nap. And I thought, oh my gosh, I got up and it was like 7 o'clock. Set most of this up last night because, you know, I could. And obviously unplugged the audio to the streamer because I could. I wasn't going to talk about that. What was I going to talk about? I was going to say, get my teeth in. Mój malý taška je strašný čaška. Shall I repeat that? I'll repeat that. Mój malý taška je strašný čaška. Which means my little bag is very heavy. which at least one of you who comes to this would understand. But maybe we will understand having a little bag that's heavy in different ways. Anyway, let's just jump on to the next topic of what's on the table. What's on the table? Is it some synthesizers? Yes and no, because the focus of tonight's show is not synthesizers. The focus of tonight's show is distortion pedals, and this is a topic I wanted to do really early on, or at least sort of introduce into the stream early on as something that everybody loves. Distortion. Everybody loves to push things, but yeah, so many good pedals, and I didn't put all of my overdrive stroke distortion pedals on the table, but I did get a healthy kind of variety of types. Now there are more, and I would dearly love a Boss DS1, because that's the one you stick on the end of a TB303. Which is what I was trying to sort of hint at with the Mesa Boogie and the distortions that I've got here, which neither of them really match the DS1. So let me see. Some of you are already chatting about pedals. Cornish says you've already got a Dark Matter. I bought that just before Music Tribe bought the company. So it's a pre-Music Tribe. I don't know why I need to make that sort of sort of. I do feel queer. But yeah, I did make that differentiation. But yeah, so I bought Synth Addict, you bought a death metal pedal that was coloured in to say "Eat Me." Oh, that's nice. I like that. So, yeah, so remember if you've got a double muff. Oh, Thomas, double muff. Great. Yeah, well, my favourite muff is this one. Now, I didn't have it plugged in last night because I've only got one battery, and we will plug this in a minute during the stream, maybe towards the end. But it doesn't work on. It's just literally got battery in and out, and the knobs, the chicken head knobs, which I do love. It's beautiful. It's that on a bass guitar with a wah pedal. God, you get some amazing synthy tones from that. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll fake synth sounds. That's another one, isn't it? There you go. Too many good ideas, and always a lot of time to do it. Oh, yeah, there we go. So Steve's also putting a link in the chat to my latest video I did for Toman, which is about multi-effects and synthesizers. So go check that out afterwards and see what you think. Do drop a like and leave a comment. But yeah, we do love effects, and the TB303 without an overdrive just sounds, pedestrian, doesn't it? So it has to have that, I think. 100% wet, 100% James Dyson, 100%. Yeah, you can't really have Well, actually, I was going to say you can't have it, but you can. What I will do on the way out is I will plug the circuit rhythm in, and I did this last night. I'll plug it in to the little big muff, but I will also plug it directly into the mixer, so you'll have the dry, so the clean signal of just it doing its beat, but kind of like aside from that, you'll have an overdriven. And what you get is you get the definition of the drum sound with the flavour of the distortion on top of that. And I think that blend, that parallel of distorted and clean, it just really helps to sort of give you those those flavours that you would want from a distortion. But I thought we could go through some basic sounds, see what the differences are, and sort of not really draw any conclusions because they're all worth owning, but hopefully make you realise that you might want to go find a valve-driven preamp with overdrive, which is what that is. It's the front end of a Mesa Boogie, which I don't know if you spot my vintage 1979 Mesa Boogie down there. Probably not, but it's under the table here. That's in cream Tolax. It's like a cream Rolex, but it's not as different. But yeah, so we'll do that tonight. But before we get on to the subject at hand, I'll say again, what are you drinking? I'm drinking a cup of Rosie Lee. That's right, a good old cup of British tea, builder's standard, and I've got it at a degree of 13.79. That's a Pantone C371, if that was even a real thing. I don't think it is, but that's the kind of colour. I would love to know what the Pantone. God, can you imagine being that boss that you have your work experience, boys and or girls, whatever, and you're saying, right, okay, make me a cup of tea, because that's what I did in work experience. I don't know about you. I worked in a really cool music shop called Ray's Underground, and it's one shop that Gaz and I used to go to, although we got in so much trouble with our college for being late, because every lunch we'd go. And Paul Sturman, who still runs a music shop in Wrexham. So if you're ever in Wrexham, go and see Paul Sturman in the music place, because Ray's Underground does not exist anymore. But when I worked, my work experience when I was 16 years old, it's where I first saw a DSS-1, actually. DSS-1, DSS-1. Korg DSS-1. What am I questioning myself for? I owned two of them. It's where I first, saw one of those. There was also, it had a load of Korg stuff in there, but also, more importantly, there was a 1960 330, which I loved. So I'm drinking tea. What are you drinking? Okay, so electronic composer, water, a good thing to drink. Yorkshire tea, good old James Dyson, the air. Oh, Dunkin's medium roast, Uncle Chrome. Yeah, okay, fine. My fave fuzz is the Screeching Owl Wagyu. Nice. Sorry. Bit crushing, insane fuzz. Yeah, we'll get on. I've got another fuzz down there, which we'll talk about. DSS-1 today in Kent's shop. Did you? Oh, the DSS-1. Is that I'm going to get this wrong, but I think the DSS-1, because it's a sampler, very 12-bit, I think, or is it 16-bit? I'm going to say 12-bit. 12-bit sampler, massive, huge thing, and I think Laser Harp from the Jean-Michel Jarre from '84. Would that be too early? Rendezvous. It had an analog filter in there, which is like fantastic. But I think it's got that Laser Harp sound. I could be wrong. So Ian J. Cole is drinking summer fruit water, which is nice. Coffee, water, and coffee. Oh, coffee, water, then coffee. Not coffee water, which would be like a water, coffee flavored water. That might be an interesting thing to rehydrate yourself and dehydrate yourself at the same time. I like that. But I do like iced coffee in the summer. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Council Pop for Don. Yeah, that's right. Council Pop. We do. 12-bit, I think. DSM-1. Oh, the rack version. Crikey. Yeah, of course. But yeah, it was a great time. And those old music shops, at that time, Wrexham, that was the one place to go in Wrexham. And it was fantastic. I think Paul is still around and just, it's brilliant. Every time I go to Wrexham, I have to go and see him. But me and Gaz used to go some stories. There are some stories. Jean-Michel Jarre's laser harp sound was from the Elka Syntax. Okay, so what was it then? There's definitely definitely used the DSS1 in something. But I think the laser harp, that's on Rendezvous, right? That's 1984. I think the DSS1, I think it's too early. I think it was 85, but only by a year. Which, yeah. But so what was I thinking? Answers on the postcard. Comments below if you know what it is. Where did Jean-Michel Jarre use the DSS1? On what synth sound? Anyway, bloody amazing synth. But yeah, I remember sort of like when I had a room full of massive keyboards, which also known as a bedroom. 30 years ago. I remember spending a long time recording old school kind of TV shows and things off the radio, and Shay and I would do that. We'd make music together, and we would just try and get the tiniest slither of the sample, just being really efficient with the amount of 256 meg, I think, or was it one? I don't think it even had a meg. 256 gig, K. No, can't be that small. Psh. Anyway, I'm talking about a subject that we're not here to discuss. So we've talked about tea. I'm waffling about because I'm just cuz. Right. Anyway, I've nearly downed my tea, which is good. So let's get a bit comfortable. Let's dive in, shall we? I'm going to roll up my sleeves and we're going to dive in. You have to excuse my ponytail tonight. I hope that doesn't offend anyone. Actually, no, I hope it does. Comments below. Right. Let's, it's just, I just needed my hair after, was it last week where it was just everywhere? So I thought I'd just tie it back and just have done with it. Focus on the job in hand, which is, obviously brought the, anyone know of a good cheap MIDI 3 box? I mean, I've got one plumbed in back there, but I think I definitely need something, because at the moment the circuit rhythm is actually playing. So let's just do this. Just pare it back. Let's talk about how the jam worked at the beginning. All right. So mixer. Right. So channels, track 7. Right. And of course, a square there, which it wasn't initially. I think it was on triangle. Really nice sound. And I then used the third oscillator as a sub. Out of tune though, isn't it? There you go. CME are doing some very good MIDI through boxes. Thanks, Robbie. You'll have to sort of send me a link. I just need something with a desk that I can, there's a through on this, but I just couldn't get everything triggering from the same thing. So this is just set to the same tempo as that, which is so. And as the name, I just wanted something to play, to tinkle on top with bass and drums. So, I mean, you've got to be careful when you're sort of layering up synths anyway, because you start drifting with the tuning and it starts to distort anyway. That sounds like it's distorting, doesn't it? And I promise you it's not. Let's just check. That's on clean. Sorry, it's at a funny angle. So, yeah, that is. So we're on a triangle wave, so I try and keep it as smooth as possible. So, bass line, and obviously we've got the dark matter distortion. Now, let's talk through what's on the table here. I mean, what the pedals are. So, dark matter, TC Electronics, it's one of the tone print pedals. I got 2 of these. I got dark matter and I've got the flashback delay. Now, this isn't a tone print, but the delay is. But it's a good quality distortion with voicing switch there, so you can get a different sort of tonality out of it. More noticeable, that subtlety with guitars, I think, rather than with sort of synths and stuff. So I wouldn't even just flick around with it. It's the voicing, and it's more mid-range centric because, of course, guitars are a mid-range instrument, whereas synthesizers take the entire frequency spectrum, right? So, I mean, you know. But you've just got gain, bass, treble, and a level. Now, the level's important because even if we turn the distortion down, and we'll center everything to try and get a neutral sound. There's a little drop in volume, even at 12 o'clock. So going through the circuit, so you've just got to match that volume. Jackson, where you going, mate? There's no way you're leaving. He's trying to leave. So, bringing in the distortion. Sorry if you can't really see that. I'm covering it with my hand. Here it's starting to clip the top end of the waveform. There it is. Now, you can... Pantone THRU box with 16 ports. That might be a little bit too big synthetic, but yeah, they're great. I've got an 8-way one back there. I'm shouting now, but... So, you're starting to get different tones out of this without doing... And there it is. Really squashing that waveform. Right now, you've got to back off. It's all about the gain, right? Which we know. Rain in blood. So that's just a distortion pedal. So obviously they're not even expensive. They're about 50 quid, 59 quid, something like that. When I think they were £99 when I got that, which is, you know, quite a thing. I know what this is. I keep doing this when I'm sitting down, and I think it's because my feet are dangling. So that's kind of like just setting myself back on the ground. I think that's going to work better. All right, so I'm going to have to sort out the framing out another time, but let's just deal with this, right? So now, I'm going to stop now because this is something very special. Now, this is a boutique made. Oh my goodness. I'll put a link to this. MPFX. And they're handmade. This is hand sort of bent aluminium, but my God, it's a phenomenal it's called the Gainiac. So it's more, I guess, more an overdrive than a distortion. This is the Gainiac Plus. And obviously, if you send him a graphic, he'll put it on the pedal. So I did that. I've got two of them. I wanted to do, this is Winter. I think Edvard Munch, I think. I do love some art, but you know that anyway. Now this has got a boost, so you can push it one more than 10. So let's listen to this then. So hopefully... Now bass, you've got the addition here of middle. So just centering all this. At the moment, you're just getting some noise because you're going to introduce noise with any distortion. So it breaks it up nicely, doesn't it? This was a bit more expensive than that, but God, it's worth it. Bass. Take the middle out. Bit of top. Hey, Biscuit. Yeah, don't eat your dinner. I've got biscuits for you later. All right. And again, I've just put a delay on there just because I can, just to get it a little bit more. I've got a Bust SR95 that sounds like that a bit. Nice. Nice one, Ken. Right, so let's get it pushed over that cliff and let's see what the Magic Plus button does. So here we go. You have lost the bottom end though, you notice? But that's because I turned it down. Ready for it now? It's a different frequency though. I wonder if you could suggest voicings. Doesn't matter, does it? It's not parametric. It doesn't need to be. Fixed EQ, right? Ready for this? So, let's just do an A-B. It's a bit softer. Still got lovely breaking up of the waveform. Oh, nasty. Let's do a filter sweep on that. Oh. Oh, it's quite an inoffensive sound, really, isn't it? It's like I've got a nice little soft triangle. I'm still doing it. I think my legs are still. Oh, maybe it's just because the chair bounces. Anyway, let's have a mouthful of tea, shall we? Roll the sleeves back up and let's get back on it. Okay, so distortion, I guess overdrive with booster, although. I don't know, it's distortion, isn't it? So maybe it's overdrive with distortion booster. That sounds like an overdrive to me, and it is. On guitar, it's one of my favourite kind of sounds. It just really breaks up nicely. Anyway, on to La Piste de Résistance. We will come up to Muff, the Muffs in a minute. Maybe we should do a Muff. I've got to be careful how I say this, because it's a rude word, or it can be a rude word. I was going to say something really innocently, and I realised before I said it, thankfully, that it would have been rude. So we'll dive into that later. Okay, so let's talk about the Mesa engineering, and we'll sort of. This is Mesa Boogie V-Twin tread plate preamp, and it is valves, or for the Americans, tubes. I'll repeat that: tubes. There they are. Look at them. It's like there's a spider living in there. Let's just do this now. Can't look away. He's like rubbing his hand on his forehead, going like, "What is wrong with people? They've got these lovely kits, and they let it go. Look at the dust on this." Now, oh, I've unplugged it. Yeah, what happens with valves and dust is that if you get dust into the sockets, it's just not good. They just crackle. Are they Mesa? That's an original Mesa. Yeah, Mesa tubes. I would like some JJs in there. They're really nice, but I think I better clean it first. It works fine. So the V-Twin is an amp. So that's not making. So that is the sound of it, right? So. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong thing. Right, so this is just an amplifier. So a bit naughtily, we've already been colouring the sound with the before, the clean sound is coloured because it's an amplifier and it has EQ. We have one more one more sort of effect on there, if you like, which is presence. So initial gain, bass, middle, treble, presence, which is just a little bit of on the top end. And that's a technical term. You can use that yourselves at any point. You can go into the shop and say, I want a pedal that's got... And they'll think, Strymon. It's just not Strymon. Anyway, so let's get this party started with this one. So that's clean. Now it's got blues, which is like a crunch. So this is an amp, a preamp. So yeah, this is what the overdrive pedals try to emulate. So instead of emulating it, you can buy a preamp, and it does give you more. Right. Nice. Let's cut the bass off. Let's get it middle. Oh, middle's off as well. I can't see where the knobs are. I can't bypass it because if I bypass it, it just stops. But as you can hear, the EQ is changed. There we go, let's make it a bit more obvious. So even the clean sound, you can get a little bit of sort of presence out of it. Rendezvous was released in 1986, so maybe it was then. Am I wrong then? Is the DSS one 1987? Loud now, but let's just push it over to the solo mode, which will be blistering metal. So James Dyson, Rain in Blood. Oh, hello. That's interesting. Did I... What did I do there? That's really... It's just gone. Did I... Huh. Have I unplugged it again? Have I? No. Oh, I turned it down. I think the bypass is supposed to do that. Guitar players like to stop noise to tune every song. Gary! Hello! Oh my God! You should have seen me last night. I never stand in the studio. I put this together, and I blame hardware jams. Last night there were more than a few kind of acidy kind of entries into this week's mushroom. Surprise, surprise. There ain't mushroom in here challenge, and I must have just seeped in when I was unplugging the audio, and I basically just came up with this. I thought, you know what, it's meant to be, right? It's acid week. Let me just take my ears off because I think I need to loosen the wax that I've just loosened. Talk amongst yourselves and have a look at this without me rummaging in my ears. I feel like a dog. So yeah, apologies if that's hurt you. It wasn't my intention, but yeah. Where's the noise coming from? Where's the noise coming from? It's a table full of distortion. Where do you think? Yeah. So that's it. Let's just grab my big Muff pie. We'll swap over, I think, with drums. Or do we want to hear it on? I think that, you see, for me, that acid techno bass. I mean, it's that it just bloody gets it right. Bloody gets it right. Anyway, so I'll plug me Muff into the. Just for anyone who, I mean, I've got some questions. I know that, but let me just indulge me for a Mentos. Oh, hello. Sorry. In the world, you have inputs and outputs. For some reason, it goes right to left for guitar players. The big Muff, left to right. The Russian Muff. It's not taking its time. It's Russian. Oh dear, oh dear. It's on. We're on. Let's just plug it up, plug it in. Let me begin. Oh, blimey. So, let's just. I need to get some switch cleaner on that. That's horrible. Bass gone. Oh, come on. Anyway, so I think I started talking about something else. I'm sidetracking myself here. I wanted to say that the acid thing happened last night. However, whilst I was doing this with all the pedals, and I'd obviously unplugged the stream, but I was standing up. I was like, never stand in the studio. And I was literally, I just totally loved it. I was doing a Cornish. Actually, loads of you stand up to jam. It's not a Cornish, but yeah, it was really nice to sort of see that. Right, I've got some questions and I will address those right away so we don't get distracted again. Rich, creamy tea. Okay, so Jean-Michel Jarre's, oh, hang on, let's go back. Cressy, how you doing? Did I miss you coming in? Good to see you. Hope you're well. And did I miss anyone else coming? Jeff Hopkins, famous blues guitar player. Are you Lightning Hopkins? Are you? I'm going to call you Lightning from this day forth. Cressy, yay! Yeah, I did that. Taking notes. You are. Good. Right, what was I going to do? Jackson, what was he going to do? He's literally asleep on the floor. So Rendezvous was 1986. I think somewhere along the line there's I think that the DSS-1 is an 87. Maybe I was getting my years mixed up, 85 and 84. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I think that's why it can't be, and that's why it is the Elka. Right. Curse the magic bar, mate. Curse the magic bar. Curse the magic dragon lived by the sea. Right, okay. So, there was something else. Where's Robbie? The action man is protecting him, although he's protecting himself from Robbie. Just purely because there's no room for you on the table. All right, okay, hang on. Robbie, is that? Oh, it's weird. It's not right, is it? It's not right. You just you've just not got enough room tonight on the table. Anyway, that's most of the questions done. There is Revolutions. That would be cool because I did a reel the other day with the Revolutions on it. Maybe I've got the vinyl. I might go and listen to that after this stream. That'd be a treat, wouldn't it? It's not my favourite album, but it's definitely one that I've enjoyed more later. You know, obviously, I mean, we talk about the 80s as if it was yesterday, because I think for most of us, it felt like yesterday. Still feels like yesterday, and we're still trying to get away from the 80s. But there's a lot of good in there, right? We know that. So, to all Jervites, I don't own any hardware pedals. I use iPad for that, and this is Wabbit, Crazy Wabbit. Who asked the question? I saw it come in. Anyway, Cuckoo, could you make it a little louder so that people in America can hear it too? Chris said, thank you. Yeah. So yeah. It is Rabbit. To all Jervites, I don't own any hardware. I use iPads. If there's a multi-purpose pedal, right? Apart from the one you watch the video on, that's the sort of thing you want. I think there are a lot of really good multi-effects units that will allow you a good selection, because what you do have access to, and you'll have seen this, and I mentioned this in the video as well, because it is, and you've probably seen it on this channel. This is the Zoom multi-stomp MS-70 CD, and there's a Mark II now, but it's doesn't take much power. It runs on I think a couple of AA's, so you can run it that way. But it's got chorus, delay, and reverb effects, which does everything. There's a companion pedal which does drive as well. So that's a good combination of two pedals you can have, which will give you a good selection of effects. But the multi-effects, the DNA FX, is noisy as hell. I don't know if that comes across in the video that you watched I did for Toman, but it is really noisy. But is it 150 quid, something like that? I've passed out. Am I asleep? Yeah, so definitely a multi-effects unit. Crikey, if you walk into any guitar centre and you go up to the counter and you see all the used multi-effects pedals, you probably find some at $50 that will do an exceptional job. I would look for Boss GT FX, but it's a GT, and they're like a multi-effects board, and you can bring in individual effects, and you've also got an expression pedal. I mean, worth having a look at that sort of stuff. I am a guitar player. Yes, it's true, and I've got a floor pedal board full of pedals, and in actual fact I've realised that I've got a really nice germanium transistor fuzzbox on there, which is it's called the You Dirty Rat. Maybe I'll bring that out for a subsequent jam, when I bring this back. Oh, it's just so good, isn't it? Just look at it. The MFB synth, the Polyend synth. They sound so good together. And, you know, anyway. Talking about, you know, play friends. Oh, something's buzzing. Neighbour is complaining now. Oh, what? You serious? What? Hang on. Sorry. Richard? Why is your neighbour complaining now? Oh, hang on. Oh, my goodness. I'm like way back in the chat. It's not following you. Am I missing anything? Synth Addict, are you thinking... No, DW8000. No, I'm not thinking DW8000 because whilst my first synth was a Poly 800, we had a band and my girlfriend at the time played keys in the band and she bought a DW8000 with the expander. No, definitely thinking the DSS-1. Oh, is it? I didn't know it was the core of the DSS-1. Ah, I didn't know that, Synth Addict. I didn't know that the DSS-1 and DW8000, whilst they're probably in the same time frame, were as closely related as that. But that makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. DW8000 is that not a synth waiting to be rediscovered? Even the 6000. And again, you know, yeah. Well, you were joking about the neighbours. Richard was joking about the neighbours. Well, that's fine. You know, you can actually put the speakers up to the wall and give them a bit more techno. Mark II, Polyend Synth drool. It is good. Yeah. Okay. So James, Steve and I have gas for the piece. It's great. It's so... It's so playable. It's the perfect bedside synth. Hello and welcome to this week's Farm World. Today we visit a farm in West Hampshire where Bob's having difficulty carving. Sorry, you put toys in front of any of us, we'll play, right? Time check, 9 p.m. My goodness. Okay, that's come quickly. But we do have an extension for, I think, was it 5 minutes we lost at the beginning of the episode. But let's wind down. Let's wind down because I know, you know, time is precious. Jackson. He's sitting going, yeah. What? Jackson. Come on. All right, okay. It's the Jackson 5. Oh! It's the Jackson 5. I'm shouting at the thing. Right. Come on, then. Oh, now, Jackson is a massive fan of the synth, aren't you? What I was going to do is, and I might still do this, I was going to get, like, a baby holder. It's all right. It's all right. You're not going to fall. You're not going to fall. And I was going to put him in it, and I was going to do this. And play the jam at the beginning. Because look at the size of him. He's huge. He's like a little human, aren't you? Little human. So I think a baby wearing, you know, Jackson wearing. Do you want to go down? Are you going to play it or not? That was it, is it? I don't know. You're doing that thing again with the I don't know what he does with the circuit, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So good night, Davey. Thanks for popping in. Hey, Prometheus, how you doing? I see you come in, but that's fine. Biscuit. Top. Right. It's meditation hour with Jackson. Right. Okay. Any further questions before we wind it down? Oh, they hate. Oh, look. Okay, so. Hey, Jervis, pick me up. I did. I heard. I did. He heard. Furry Godzilla. Yeah. All right, buddy. You need a good cream, but your winter coat is. I can't explain how delicious this is. It's so furry, gorgeous. I'm going to make a coat out of you when you. That's quite dark. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, mate. I didn't mean that. That was just a weird thing to say. I'm in a dark mode. That's one big piece. Luna approves. Good. Right. Okay, guys. Thanks again for popping in. Any further questions on distortion? But yeah, I mean, there's so many cool distortion pedals. Even if you go into your, or find one on a Facebook Marketplace, or even your local stores that are available to you, and you take a punt at any cheap one. I mean, there are a lot of cloned pedals out there. I mean, Behringer do some real nasty plastic ones which don't cost anything. So I would recommend looking for something that's at least made out of metal, because we are going to be smashing the hell out of them. Yeah, but definitely take a punt on an overdrive. You won't regret it. You might start getting obsessed with them. And what are you literally, see what he's doing? He's pushing he's got a knot here, and he's pushing his shoulder where the knot is onto my hand so that I unpick it for him. We'll brush you, dude. Literally. Yeah? Right, anyway, thanks very much. I'm going to probably have to do a later stream next Tuesday, because I've got a production after. Oh, I'd have to check out I might either cancel or do the stream later, but I'll keep you posted anyway. But thank you. I'm glad you all enjoyed that. Thanks, Anna. Take care, and we're going to play out with some Jackson-inspired Overdrive. Right. Be well, guys. Look after each other and yourselves. Right. Are we going to do this then, dude? Right. Oh, I was going to go under the table and find the cable. We're going to parallel the drums with distortion and clean. So let's get that plugged in. Robbie, stay there. You're actually on the thing I need to... yeah. Right. Oh. That's a sync. That's not the right socket, is it? What? Right. Oh my goodness. Right. What's happening? What we do? There's no music happening. There you go. That's him. He's done that. Have you changed the project? I don't know what's going on, but it's not what I... I like what you're doing, dude. It's very charmingly relaxing. But it wasn't about... It's about distortion. Are you trying to wind everyone to go to bed? Some people are still in the middle of the day. Thanks, guys. Right. Just ruined your Revolution's final, I think. I think you did. Right. Back into the pot of Jacksons. Baby Jackson Fund. Where is this project? Is it that one? Right, there you go. I quite like it, nice. We're jamming. You and me jamming. Jamming with Jackson. That's Sundays, mind you.
But it was a
Le chat musique. Jazz cat. What's he doing with that snare? Excellent. Oh, thanks, Moral Beats. Look forward to hearing that. Right, guys, be well, be good to yourselves and each other. We'll see you around. I think that's it, mate. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. That's it. You like that?